What up, TCK Potters? Welcome back to the program. I'm your host, Sky Guasco, joined once again by my man, Christopher Benevides. And Chris, I've always wanted to say this on my podcast. We're live to tape. I love
Hey, there you go.
shows like that. You like that? I pay attention, bro. I've been taking notes.
Awesome.
Taking notes. I love how you always say that. You guys have your awesome intro, which I love, and we've talked about quite a bit. But they always say, "All right, boys, we're live to tape." I just think that's so studio. You know, it's very professional. Like I like the way you roll with that, man. We're double dipping, and I think we're gonna do our shows like this moving forward. So if you haven't already understood and you're just tuning into the TCK Listener League episode, a quick hitter here for you for the TCK Listener Leagues with the veteran and the rookie divisions. Chris has been involved with this. We've been breaking it down for the last 3 seasons, and we're going to continue to do that, but we're going to splice it up and make it a smaller podcast here. The previous podcast Chris and I did was the week 5 game previews, and we went through all those matchups and start sits as well. So feel free to check us out. Also, make sure to catch us on Sunday mornings from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the East Coast, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the West Coast, every Sunday morning, live stream right here on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can jump into our super chat function and jump the line of hundreds of start sit questions. You can jump the line if you'd like to make a contribution of any kind to us. We'll get to your question right away. If you don't have a YouTube account and you're on Twitch or Facebook or Twitter where you're watching us, you can also hit us up on Venmo, and you can just hit at TCK Pod, TCK POD. You can send us a contribution and your question there for Start Sit Sunday morning, and we'll get to that as well. We appreciate you there. All right, Chris. Well, let's jump into this one here. We'll save the pleasantries. We got into that. I know that, again, we're recording Thursday night here, so we've got the Thursday night football game, really a slugfest, which nobody predicted. But we got the Seahawks and the Rams going on in the backdrop, and we also have your Bo Sox going up against the Rays. They're down early, but hold faith. So we got my eyeballs on the football game, your eyeballs on the baseball game. So we got a lot covered here, man. So we'll try to get through this. But once again, we are diving through tonight the TCK Listener League previews. So we'll start with, let me pop this up here on my screen. Bam. And we are in the, there we go. All right, we're going to start with the Veteran League. And Chris, per usual, what we're going to do is roll through all of our various rosters here and just get your input to see if everybody's starting the right people, and we'll dive right in. Again, if you have additional start sit questions, join us on Sunday morning or hit me up in the DMs. All right, Chris, we'll start with my team. I know it sounds terribly conceited to do that every week, but it just comes up in the queue, and it's easiest that way. So here we go. I'm rolling with your boy Brady, Dalvin Cook, James Robinson, Tyler Boyd, DK Metcalf got me a touchdown already this evening, 2 for 2, 44 yards and a huddy. Darren Waller, I'm rolling with CeeDee Lamb, although I'm not excited about it. And then we're going Ryan Tannehill and the Rams defense against Seattle here. Anybody else in this that I can maybe go with? If T. Higgins is healthy, I'm going to have a tough time not sliding him in somewhere, but where should I? CeeDee Lamb, Ryan Tannehill?
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. I think you're probably starting the best lineup. CeeDee Lamb was actually trending down for the week in the playbook that launches every Tuesday. So everyone go cock yourself that little plug right there.
Hate to hear that.
CeeDee Lamb was our trending down of the week. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems like Prescott's keened in on the tight ends there in Dallas in the red zone. So you'd think that this would be a get right game for CeeDee Lamb. But if you're feeling Higgins and your heart wants to go that way, I wouldn't blame you.
Okay. On the other side here, we have Hyde and Zeke, Russell Wilson, Derrick Henry, who might have 900 fantasy points in this game. I'm constantly devastated to play him every week, and I feel like, there's always certain players, Chris, where you're like, oh, shit, I got to play Patrick Mahomes this week. Bummer. And then next week in a different league, you're like, oh, shit, I got to play Mahomes this week. And the next week, you're like, oh, shit, I got to play Tyreek Hill and Mahomes. It's just like it hits you like one after another. So far this year, it's been Derrick Henry. I think I played Derrick Henry in every league, and he's the number 1 running back. Now, Derrick Henry and Christian McCaffrey. Also Stephon Diggs, also Deontay Johnson and Zach Ertz, Damian Williams, Teddy Bridgewater, and the Patriots defense. This is a stacked squad.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, we talked about Randall Cobb, probably going to have a good game against Cincinnati if there's a way to get him in there. I'm not loving Williams against the Vegas Raiders. Their defense is pretty solid, so maybe
You
you
should
could
get all the work with Demon out though.
You think so, but again, it's always one of those situations where like what Bears offense is going to show up, and we talked about that with Allen Robinson last week or 2 weeks ago. Rather, it's like like the workload will be there, but the Raiders defense has been fairly good this year. So I don't know. Maybe you want to look at Cobb as an option, but I mean I understand why you're playing Williams here. It's a volume play. So
all right, you're going to need more from DK and the Rams defense in this one. Okay, let's move on here. And we do have a question already in the chat that I want to address before we move on. What up, Steve? Tuning in from Facebook. Appreciate you jumping in here. Question is, how does one get into this league next year? That's a great question. I appreciate you asking. We run 2 leagues right now. We run a rookie and a veteran league. It has nothing to do with the experience you have in fantasy football overall. Rookie is not a derogatory term. Veteran doesn't mean you're special. It just is simply, have you played with the TCK squad before in the league, and have you basically kept yourself in the veteran division? We have a interesting set of rules. The bottom 4 in the veteran league that finish fall down to the rookie league. The top 4 in the rookie league move up to the veteran league. And the goal is just to stay in the veteran league, basically. So we have 2 leagues right now. We might move that up to 3 or 4 or 5 because I've had a lot of interest this year, which would be awesome. Basically, Steve, what I would love for you to do is to keep tabs on us and then bug me in about March after the Super Bowl. Because what I do is I start putting these leagues together in May and June when we get going again for the next season. And I have a running list of new people, and I would love to have new faces in it. So please, Steve, and anybody else, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter, Sky Guasco, or you can find me on Instagram at fantasyfootball_TCK pod, or right here on YouTube, Facebook. Just leave a comment and let me know that you'd like to be interested in the TCK Listener League. And Chris, do you have one as well going on for the commish? Is that a dynasty league or redraft on your side? Do you guys have a listener league as well active, or will you have one next year?
Yeah, we had one last year. It was a charity league actually that went really
well.
It
awesome.
It seemed like a lot of people had a great time with it. We didn't do a listener league this year. We just had a lot of moving parts internally, and it was a little bit too much for us to handle. So we ended up doing an internal dynasty league. So first one for a lot of us joining the dynasty community. So yeah, no listener league this year. We probably will get back onto one next year. But I will say, Steve, if you're thinking about the TCK league, make sure if you do join, continue to have good seasons, because I might find my way out of the TCK league. You might be able to take my spot in the rookie league if I can't fucking find my way out of here. So, I was in the veterans league and I bumped my ass out of that league. I'm in the rookie league now. So I'm 3-1. We'll see. You might end up in my spot. We'll see.
Claw your way back up there. All right, Steve, I saw your comment, buddy. Awesome. Thanks. I'll add you on Twitter. Scrolling on the bottom is our Twitter handle, Sky Guasco. And of course, you can add Chris as well at the Commish FFP. Steve, we appreciate you following in and also tuning in, and hopefully you can be in the league next year. We'd really appreciate that. Spread the word. Thank you for joining us. All right, Chris, let's get back to it here. All right, moving on to the next matchup. Let me just catch back up to where we be. Sorry, everybody. All right, let's move on here. All right, we got our boy Paulie and Brady for Prez. Paulie is rolling with Josh Allen, Joe Mixon, Mike Davis, Robert Woods going right now. Again, we are recording this episode during Thursday Night Football. Robert Woods so far, by the way, 6 for 6 as we talk, 67 yards. Love to see that. Julio Jones, assuming he plays. Mark Andrews, Juju, Smith-Schuster, Jameis Winston, and Carolina defense. Chris, let's go out on a limb here and unfortunately predict that our boy Julio Quintorris Jones is not going to play. If he doesn't play, who on this bench would you want to slot in there? We got Renfro, Robbie Anderson, Aguilar, Myles Gaskin, Samaje Perine if Joe Mixon is out, Kenyon Drake.
Probably Hunter Renfro. I gotta be honest.
I like it. I like that. Yeah,
I think I gotta go Renfro here. He's a safer floor play with some upside. Chicago defense didn't look too good, and I think Carr's like throwing for the most yards in the league is the last report. So I think that continues. He's obviously going to find himself a lot of Waller, but Renfro's that underneath safety blanket for that team. So I'd go Renfro.
Okay. I like it. I agree. Brady for Prez, Aaron Rodgers, Alvin Kamara, Najee Harris, Cordero Patterson. So this is interesting. They're going with Patterson and Mike Davis against each other here in London town. Mike Williams, Dalton Schultz, Antonio Brown, Jacoby Brissett, Minnesota defense. Looking at this backup here, we have TJ Hawkinson on the bench. We have Michael Pittman on the bench, and we have the Green Bay defense on the bench. At tight end, we have Dalton Schultz or Hawkinson. Now, this is because he's questionable. If Hawkinson's healthy, are you playing him? Or look, man, Schultz has been absolutely on fire. 3 touchdowns in the last 2 games.
Yeah, I think it's stick with. He's like the hottest team in fantasy right now. Woo. So he's got AJ Brown, Antonio Brown playing pretty well. Schultz,
Patterson,
Williams,
Najee Harris, 19 targets 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, dude, this team looks pretty good, man. I like this. This is yeah. I mean, it's ballsy to sit TJ Hawkinson, but when you got Schultz, who's fire right now, you gotta go with it.
Career high in carries, Alvin Kamara with 26 there as well. So interesting play. Okay, let's move on here to another member of the Commish family, our boy Josh, going up against Jay Care. Josh is rolling out Prescott, Gibson, Michael Carter, Godwin, Devontae Smith, Mike Gesicki, Laviska Shenault, Kyler Murray. It's so ridiculous. I go through Josh's roster every week, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. Super flex. Kyler Murray, best quarterback in fantasy. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then the Raiders defense. Looking at the bench here, he's got his best squad in on paper, but he does have the Buffalo Bills or the Raiders defense. Of course, the Bills play the Chiefs. Would you want to stick in that fire, or are you just going with the Raiders against the Bears?
No, you gotta go with the Raiders here. You can't play Mahomes.
Can't play Mahomes. Or maybe play Mahomes, don't play against Mahomes. How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
Jay Care does have Mahomes, so I like that chess match. You don't want to play that battle. Miles Sanders, droppable, but in this roster. Chase Edmonds, DeAndre Hopkins, so rolling with the Cardinals. I like this defensive strategy, and I'm going to talk about it after I get your feedback here. He's got Edmonds and Hopkins, Keenan Allen, George Kittle, assuming he plays, Deebo Samuel, Trevor Lawrence, Chargers defense. On the bench, he has got Latavius Murray, could be a decent stretch play, and then a couple of open roster spots there. So, Chris, thoughts on this roster? Looks pretty clean to me.
Yeah, it looks good. I honestly do. I might consider Zach Wilson in place of Trevor Lawrence. It's the only play I'd make. Yeah,
the kid's making a 6-hour flight from New Jersey to London.
Yeah.
Not only is he a rookie, but he's first time playing in London, I would imagine.
Yeah,
over Trevor Lawrence. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I just like the matchup better.
Chris, how do you feel about this defensive strategy? Now, it's not like he just plays them just because he's got these guys on his team anyway, but Josh has Kyler Murray, but Jay Care has DeAndre Hopkins, his number one weapon, and his running back.
Yeah.
I like that a lot because a lot of just pound for pound, the wide receiver is going to get more fantasy points from the quarterback. On the flip side, if he goes Trevor Lawrence, then Josh has Laviska Shenault, who might be the number one there. So, they're kind of eating each other's ankles there a little bit.
Yeah, I like that. It's very, very interesting strategy play. That's one of those scenarios where you just hope for the most points and see where things flow. But you're hoping for, if you're Josh, you're hoping for 2 touchdowns on the ground from Kyler Murray.
Absolutely. All right, let's go to Dweez and Lucas, TCK alum. Both these guys looking to duke it out here. Both have been in the championship circle. Rough start for Dweez so far, though. 0-4. Lucas, 2-2. Dweez is going with Cousins, Darrell Henderson, Nick Chubb, Mike Evans, Justin Jefferson, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley, Jared Goff, and the Cardinals defense. Opted not to go with Alex Collins this evening. Kenny Gainwell, Chuba Hubbard, Corey Davis, Curtis Samuel, A.J. Brown, Elijah Moore. A lot of players here. If A.J. Brown plays, you got to get him in there, right? Who is he sitting?
I don't know. He's got Barkley in his flex spot, so you gotta sit. I don't know, man. Jeez, Mike Evans.
Yeah,
I don't know who you sit.
What about Goff? No, you can't play AJ Brown. He's been hurt. Let's not overthink it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But it's worth the ask. I mean, he's got a stacked team. His bench looks awesome too. So I don't know. You got to make some trades, and I don't know what you do there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I just hate having good players on my bench. So I don't know what you do.
Right. Let's go to Lucas's side here. He's got Stafford going in right now. He's got Tony Pollard, Javonte Williams. Lucas, of course, heavy 0 RB. So he's got Adams and Hill, Tyler Higbee, Allen Robinson, Trey Lance, the rookie going in there, Denver defense. And then on the bench, Matt Ryan in London, Devontae Parker, Cortland Sutton, and Dallas defense against the Giants. Would you rather go Dallas defense against the Giants or the Broncos defense versus Steelers?
Probably Broncos against Steelers. Like, the Steelers just don't look very good. I think you could probably get a pick or two and then a couple of sacks from Big Ben. So they'll get you something.
And the Broncos do look good. Okay, let's go to Nosu for you and Curly. Curly at 3-1, Nosu for you at 2-2. Heineke, Hunt, Jones, Thielen, Beasley, Kelsey, Crowder, your boy D. Jones, and Tennessee defense up against Jacksonville. Justin Fields on the bench this week. Odell Beckham also on the bench. And, of course, Calvin Ridley. I don't think we've mentioned yet, if you didn't hear last episode, Calvin Ridley not making the trip to London this week here. Pittsburgh against Denver and Drew Lock. So a couple moves here. Would you rather go Steeler defense versus Drew Lock or Tennessee defense on the road versus Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, the Tennessee Titans defense have been very much underperforming, but I think he's making the right choice here. I'd stick with what they're doing. We talked about this, I think, earlier. They're second against wide receivers, or close to, in fantasy points per game. So then we talked about this, if they're going to have a good game against any team, the Tennessee Titans defense would be a time to do that. But I don't know. I'm just not in love with the Jacksonville Jaguars right now.
Okay. I think I know the answer, but I got to ask, your boy Daniel Jones or Justin Fields?
Got to go with my boy Daniel Jones. Danny Dimes, baby. Let's go.
Feeling it. You hear that, Josh? Daddy Dimes. All right. Moving on here. Curly has Jalen Hurts, Zeke Elliott, CEH, Tyler Lockett, Marvin Jones, my number one wide receiver streamer this week. Kyle Pitts, who should have a huge game, hopefully, with Calvin Ridley out. Darnell Mooney, Lamar Jackson, and the Ravens defense on the bench. James Conner, Chase Claypool, AJ Green, and Dawson Knox. Any swaps here?
No, I think he's at the best lineup, but AJ Green's been playing pretty well. I see a lot of offense in that game, so if there's any way to squeeze him in, maybe. But I think
Mooney or Marvin Jones.
Yeah, probably got to keep Marvin Jones, but I love Darnell Mooney too. So I don't know. It's kind of a risky play, but
obviously if he misses, then you would go.
Yeah,
would go elsewhere there. Okay, last one here in the Veteran League, and we'll get into the rookie division. All right, Hawk Dalladay and Ulysses. Hawk Dalladay at 3-1, Ulysses at 2-2. Hawk Dalladay going with Darnold, Eckler, Jacobs, Cooper Kupp, Scary Terry, Robert Tonyan, Amari Cooper, Derek Carr, and the Saints defense. Baker Mayfield is an alternate there. Damian Harris, who I think could have a big game against Houston, and Jacoby Myers and Henry Ruggs as well. Any changes on this roster?
No, he doesn't have another tight end, right? I didn't see one.
Let's just double check here. Ruggs, Myers, Harris, McKissick, Barber, Baker. No, he does not.
Yeah, no, I mean, Tonyan, I would see if I can find a tight end off the waivers, but I mean, Tunyan's your only guy, so just not in love with him. That's all.
Okay. Move over here to Ulysses. Justin Herbert, Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift, DJ Moore, Jamar Chase, Noah Fant, Marquise Brown, Joe Burrow, and the Colts defense. Lenny Fournette, Brandon Cooks, Kenny Golladay, and Browns defense against the Chargers.
Yeah, I mean, good team. He's got a good bench, but I think he's probably playing his best team right now. Yeah, I think so.
I agree. All right. Well, we have gotten through the veteran division. Let's take a quick look at the standings, Chris. We'll just take 1 second here. Here you go, league. Look down here real quick because we're a month in. Let's take a look. Hawk Dalladay. Hawk Dalladay is 3-1, tied with Hyde and Zeke at 3-1. Curly also at 3-1. Ulysses, Nosu for you. Myself, Josh, Lucas, Brady for Prez, and Paulie, all 2-2. Jake Kerr at 1-3, and Dweez by himself in the cellar. Let's move on here to the rookie division of the Listener League. And before we do that, I want to give a shout out to our friends at Bomb Banana Hot Sauce. Chris, I don't know if I've gotten your take on hot sauce yet. Are you a heat guy? Are you mostly flavor, no heat? Like what's your deal with hot sauce?
Yeah, so I do like a little bit of hot sauce. I do a pretty mean buffalo chicken dip, and
homemade chicken dip. Love that.
I do. Yeah, I use little reds in there, so I probably got to switch over to Bomb Banana at this point.
You do. Absolutely do.
I think that's the next play here to make it just a little bit better than what I'm using with Reds. So yeah, dude, I like the spice. Bomb banana, I've never tried actually, so I'm gonna have to use this TCK code here for 10% off on my next order to bomb banana. I do like the spice, man. I will say my fiance and her family like the spice more. I'm Portuguese, so you'd think I'd like spice a lot, but her family's Irish and somehow blow me out of the water with spice. So I don't mind it.
Got to check it out. Bomb Banana Hot Sauce, 10% off with your TCK promo code. Seekthespice.com. Bomb Banana Hot Sauce is banana based, not banana flavored. So they do have a muy muy, which is the red label. That's the hot sauce. That's sort of the heat. The white is a bit more bland, more, not more flavor per se, but more focused on flavor than heat. The muy muy is a nice red hot sauce. Josh was on early with Bobby this season, got himself a couple spritzes. So next time you guys meet up, you'll have to get some Bomb Banana hot sauce. Once again, seekthespice.com. Bomb Banana hot sauce, banana based, not banana flavored hot sauce. Make sure you check that out. Okay, let's move on, Chris. We are going to get into the rookie division now. Once again, if you're just tuning in, I'm with my man Christopher Benevides of the Commish Fantasy Football Podcast. We are breaking down the TCK Listener Leagues rookie and veteran divisions. Okay, let's get into the league here and break this down. Drew Reb and Megatron. And once again, shouts out to our girl Megan out in the UK. First game in London this year with the Falcons and the Jets. I want to give her a shout out. Let's go with Drew Reb and Megatron here. Drew Reb going with Winston, Jacobs, Eckler, Hill, Thielen, Robert Tonyan, Jared Cook, 2 tight ends here. Teddy Bridgewater, Tampa Bay defense, Latavius Murray, J.D. McKissick, opted to go no Robert Woods. Interesting. He's been in a slump, obviously. Any swap outs here, it would basically just be Latavius Murray or J.D. McKissick for that other flex position. So basically, would you rather go Cook or Tonyan at your tight end? We'll start there.
Yeah, you got to go Cook here. He's hot right now. He's the red zone leader. You got to go Cook in that tight end spot and get Robert Tonyan out. You got to play Latavius Murray or someone else.
Okay, so you would go Cook in the tight end position and then play Latavius Murray up over the top.
Yes.
Okay, got it. And unfortunately, I think Megatron got stuck with the 8-hour time lapse again, which she's going to find out when she wakes up in the morning, which is lame. She's going with Rodgers, Dalvin Cook, Harris, Najee Harris, CeeDee Lamb, Beasley, Max Williams, and then Chris Carson in the lineup. Didn't play, late scratch. She's on an 8-hour time difference. This happens to her every once in a while. She can't keep up, unfortunately, so she'll find that after the fact. She's a big Seahawks fan too, which is unfortunate. So unfortunately, that's going to be a dud. Justin Fields and the Colts defense. Nothing you can do about Chris Carson here.
No.
But would you go with Kenny Golladay anywhere? Maybe Aguilar, Brandon Ayuk, Pittman? She has another couple options here on the bench.
Pittman, maybe, if you can squeeze him in, but I think she's probably got her best lineup. I like Cole Beasley a lot in this game against KC. So yeah, I think she's outside of Chris Carson. She's got her best lineup there.
All right, let's go with Bob. And again, keeping up with the Joneses. Love it. I hope that's a Gary V reference on some level too. Prescott, Alex Collins. We have Zach Moss, Amari Cooper, Cooper Kupp, Tyler Higbee, Marvin Jones, Josh Allen, and the Raiders defense. We have Sam Darnold in here. We have CEH on the bench, Tyler Boyd and Higgins on the bench. What's going on here, Bobby? What is going on here, Bobby?
Team, though. I mean, he's going ballsy here with Zach Moss. I just don't think it's going to happen. So I get off the Moss train, big guy.
Who's he going to go? Okay, CEH though.
I go
Buffalo,
CEH,
right?
Yeah, I go CEH. CEH just presents a safer floor. So, I mean, if you're looking for upside, a couple of touchdowns out of Zach Moss, maybe, but I think CEH is a safer floor. Again, I'm going to keep saying this. CEH out of 17 games in the NFL, he's only put up single-digit points 4 times. So the ratio there is pretty solid. I know he doesn't give you the best ceiling, but CEH to me would be the play.
All right. Let's move over to the other side here. Sanders. Brad's got Sanders, Jones, Allen. Wide receiver spot open as of right now. Let's fill it up for him, Chris. Brait, Emmanuel Sanders, Lamar Jackson, and then needs a defense. So we're looking for a wide receiver. He's got Robbie Anderson, Mike Williams, Tim Patrick, Brian Edwards, Jalen Waddle, and Julio Jones if he were to play. Love that. And then he's got Dallas defense. So it looks like he picked him up off of waivers, just hasn't put him in. So he's got Dallas defense. Which wide receiver are you playing there? Julio, if he plays, or Waddle, Edwards, Patrick, Williams, or Anderson?
Probably Julio if he does play, but then other than that, probably Mike Williams.
Right, likewise. Okay, let's move on down here to Funk and Wanats. Funk has got Brady, Hines, Henry, Brown, DK, Knox, Evans, Lawrence, Pittsburgh defense. On the bench, I think he's playing his best squad. Let's go. Buffalo defense versus the Chiefs. Steelers defense versus the Broncos. I think we went through this already. We're definitely going to go Broncos there. Any changes to that one? It looks pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I agree. The only other guy maybe is Mike Gesicki, but who is his tight end?
Let's see here. Dawson Knox. Knox or Gesicki. Gesicki's been getting peppered, but Knox has been getting the touchdowns too.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just kind of looking the two of them up right now. Mike Gesicki is tight end 11. Dawson Knox is tight end 6. So yeah, I kind of see where he's coming from. Dawson Knox 13.4 PPR points per game on average, and Gesicki's at 10.6 right now on average. So okay, I can see that.
All right, Wanats on the other side. Lance, Javonte Williams, Jonathan Taylor, Adams, Deebo Samuel, Pitts, Jacoby Myers, Mac Jones. Gotta love that Patriots pass attack. Look at that stack there. Yikes. Panthers defense as well. Matty Ice on the bench, Darnell Mooney, Devontae Smith, and Browns defense on the bench as well.
Yeah, probably playing his best lineup right now. Got Mixon on the bench as well. He's questionable. Probably not going to play this week. So good lineup, I think.
Oakley dokley. Next up, our girl Kelly in Phoenix. Kelly in the commish booth. Shouts out to Kelly real quick, Chris.
Yeah, of course. Oh, Kelly's our girl, man. She's holding down the fort. She's been egging to get back on a commish pod, which I need to get her back on.
What's the delay here, bro? Do I need to put in the good word for her or what?
I know, right?
How about this? I officially vouch for Kelly.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You can have her back on. She's legit, dude. Trust me.
No, I know,
it'll be a good move.
Yeah, no, we have to get Kelly back on a pod here soon. She's obviously earned that right. So we're low-key thinking about getting her a little segment as well. So stay tuned for that. It's more so we've just been quite busy on our end. Me moving into the new house and trying to buy a friggin' car over here. So but once we get that going, Kelly will most definitely be back on one of our episodes.
Love that. We love Kelly here on the TCK as well. At Kelly in Phoenix on Twitter. Hit up our girl. All right, she's going with Mayfield, Zeke, Chubb, Rondale Moore, McLaurin, Andrews, DJ Moore. Double Moores. I like that. Team name would be, she got it. More Than a Feeling. I was going to go More Than Enough, but either way, that's fine. DJ Moore, Derek Carr, and Washington football team. Daniel Jones riding the pine. Yikes. That's got to sting, Chris.
Yikes is
maybe,
right.
Maybe that's because you don't have her on the pod anymore.
Maybe. That's a statement, I think.
AJ Brown out, 49ers defense out as well. Damian Harris on the bench also. She's got some nice names on the bench, but she's got a really solid squad throughout. The only guy I would double take is Rondale Moore. I could put DJ Moore in that number 2 slot. And then is there anyone else you'd rather flex out? Rondale Moore or Damian Harris?
No, I think she does have her best squad here. I'd probably put in Damian Harris somewhere if we could squeeze him in, but outside of Daniel Jones sitting the pine, I'd probably put in Daniel Jones over Baker Mayfield in this one.
Rondale Moore or AJ Brown if he plays.
AJ Brown if he plays. You can't sit AJ Brown.
Okay, let's go to the other side here. Pelkey going with Stafford, Barkley, Hunt, Claypool, AJ. God, I can't do it. I can never get this correct. Antonio Brown. I see Antonio Brown and I say AJ Brown. I say AJ Brown and then I say Antonio Brown. I do it every single time.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown, Travis Kelce, George Kittle. Got that dub tight ends for us. Joe Burrow and the Rams defense. Sat Darrell Henderson. Looks like the best squad. I don't see any changes.
All right, question for you. When is the time where you don't play the double tight end set? Because George Kittle is not playing very well.
The time would be when you have a better option, and he's got Gio Bernard, Sat Darrell Henderson, Devin Singletary, Josh Gordon, who's not playing yet.
Nope.
Sammy Watkins, Jawan Johnson, and Kadarius Toney.
So you don't have anybody else?
Nope. He will have to. He will have to next week though, because the Niners are on bye. So we'll see who cracks the ice next week.
Yeah, I think you got to package Kittle with someone else for a trade here. You can't. I don't think you can continue to do that.
Yikes. All right, Weston and my boy TB. Weston at 2-2. TB in the cellar at 0-4. Let's see if we can turn him around. Weston go with Heineke, Edmonds, Antonio Gibson, Deontay Johnson, Brandon Cooks, Darren Waller, Mike Davis, Leonard Fournette, Ravens defense, Christian McCaffrey on the bench. Obviously, if he plays, he'll put him in. So let's go Chargers defense versus the Browns or Ravens defense on Monday night versus the Colts.
Yeah, I'd probably stick with the Ravens defense.
Okay. And this is silly, but I'm going to say it once. Christian McCaffrey gets the clearance to play.
Yeah.
He's automatic, right? Are
Correct.
you worried at all about him playing 4 snaps and being taken out like we saw 3 times last year?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a risk, but you have to start him. You can't sit Christian McCaffrey.
All right, TB going with Mahomes, James Robinson, Elijah Mitchell, assuming he plays Hopkins, AJ Green, Schultz, Chenault, Russell Wilson, Broncos defense. He's got Kenyon Drake on the bench, Allen Robinson on the bench, Odell Beckham on the bench, Christian Kirk, Devontae Parker. A lot of wide receivers here to choose from. Mm-hmm. He's got LaVisca, AJ Green, and Nuke Hopkins. Nuke Hopkins is automatic. The rest of those guys are rotational here. Would you put in Allen Robinson or Odell Beckham over either AJ Green or LaVisca Chenault?
No, probably not. But it's probably worth a Christian Kirk look, I think. Yeah, tough spot to be in. I mean, he's got a good team. It stinks that he's 0-4, but he's got like a lot of guys that like are hit or miss every week, and I feel like he's missed every week. That's probably why he's 0-4.
Just a lot of underachieving, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, we have buried the lead long enough. This is the juggernaut for first place in the TCK rookie division. We got the Commish Fantasy Football Podcast managed by the one and only Christopher Benevides going up against Jordan Della Valle. This is a heavy hitter matchup. Both you guys at 3-1 and looking to get that number 1 seed locked up here. We'll start with Jordan and we'll end with you, buddy. Jordan has gone rolling Ryan Tannehill, I'm sure reluctantly at this point. Cordero Patterson, Damian Williams, Tyler Lockett, Stephon Diggs, TJ Hawkinson, Cortland Sutton, Kyler Murray. Saints defense versus the Washington football team. Also has Carson Wentz on the bench. And Corey Davis, Calvin Ridley out in this one on the bench. So are we going to put Corey Davis or Carson Wentz in? You're not playing him over Kyler Murray or Tannehill, so Wentz is out. And then, let's see. Sorry, who was the other one here? Corey Davis. Would you play Corey Davis over Cortland Sutton? Not Stephon Diggs. So Davis or Sutton?
Yeah, I'd probably go Davis. I'd probably go Davis. I'm not in love with Cortland Sutton right now. He's not playing up to speed, in my opinion.
I think I would actually go Davis as well.
Yeah, I just like Corey Davis's vibes right now with Wilson. So
yeah, I do too. They're definitely connecting in London there. We'll see what happens. All right, man. We'll move over to your squad and we'll get out of here. Herbert, Kamara, Swift, Godwin, Jefferson, Fant, Galladay, Hurts, and the Patriots defense against Houston. Woof. Mm-hmm. That might be a 40-pointer there. That's a great looking ahead there. Tony Pollard, Madison on the bench, and Hubbard. You got all the best handcuffs in the league as well. You've really set this team up very, very well. Jamar Chase riding the pine. What a luxury that is. And you have Elijah Moore and Dallas Goedert you're just kind of waiting for. So very, very, very strong team, Chris.
I might do a Kenny Galladay swap out with Jamar Chase now that we know Jair Alexander's not playing. So that might be my Sunday. That might be my Sunday switch. But I'm just liking the way Kenny Galladay is progressing right now with Daddy Dimes. So
I agree, dude. I probably would make that switch too. But if Higgins is in also, then you got all 3 again, right? So maybe you do want to stay in the flames there with Galladay. But that's maybe your only switch. Oof, look, man, I think you're looking pretty strong this week. Let's take another quick look here at the league, and then we'll get out of here. League standings. Jordan ahead of you by 11. Let's see what 21 fantasy points. So
no, you got it right.
11. Yeah, it was 11. 11. Sorry, yep.
Yep.
So the font is so tiny. I'm like trying to
It is.
Okay, so he's ahead of you by 11 fantasy points, but 4 teams are up at 3-1 in the rookie division. Very impressive here. Jordan, yourself, Drew Reb, and Wanot's all 3-1. Bobby, Weston, Brad, and Kelly, and the other Brad. There's 2 Brads in this league. Both of them are 2-2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams are 2-2. And then Brock Funk and Megatron at 1-3, and then TB by himself in the cellar at 0-4. Best of luck to you, my man. Any final thoughts? Anything else we need to cover here before we jump off?
No, bro. Appreciate it as always. Best of luck to everybody that's playing this week, and I hope I come alive here at 4-1 and can reclaim that top spot. It kind of took a tough loss last week, unfortunately.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, I mean, when you're 3-0 and you take a tough loss, you're still looking pretty good. Per usual, my man. Let everybody know on the TCK side where they can find all your guys' content.
Of course, yeah. Of course, everyone can go check us out over at the Commish FFP on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram for all content. Of course, go check us out over at our website, www.thecomishbrand.com. Go copy yourself the playbook. Go subscribe. It's thecomishbrand.com/the-playbook. It drops every Tuesday. And of course, our podcast over at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play as well.
Make sure to join us Sunday morning for 3 hours of pregame start sit streaming right here on YouTube. We're also live on Twitch, Facebook, and Twitter as well. If you want to jump the line for your start sits, you can join our super chat function on YouTube, create an account through your Gmail account, or hit us up on Venmo at TCK Pod, TCK POD. Send us your contribution there and your question, and we'll get to it right away. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern time, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. West Coast time. Always a pleasure, Chris. Thank you so much for jumping back on, man. We'll do it again next week. If you have not yet, please subscribe to the Fantasy Focused Squad on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube. Hit that bell, and also make sure to find us on Twitter, Sky Guasco and the Commish FFP. If you listen back on the podcast side, find the Candlestick Kids Fantasy Football Podcast, leave a rate and review. And all podcasts are brought to you by Believe Podcast Network and Bet Online. We'll catch you next time. Best of luck this week. Bobo coming up next with the player trends for week 5 and the Thursday night recap. Good luck, everybody. We'll catch you Sunday morning. For Chris Benevides and the Commish crew, I'm Sky Guasco. We are out of here.